Today what we want to discuss is chipping and the importance of chipping. This is really the area of the game that is going to be needed 100% of the time when you play. You're always going to miss greens. All right, very rarely will you ever go out and hit 18 greens. So this is an area that's going to save your game, save your score. And what we really want to talk about right now is chipping. Let's first define what a chip shot is. A chip shot is very close to the green. It's a shot that's going to basically travel low, spend little time in the air, and most of the time on the ground. A pitch shot, conversely, is when we're going to be typically further away, and when we hit the shot, it's going to spend more time up in the air and very little time on the ground. So what we're going to talk today is the chip shot. So let's go over some of the basics for chipping and how we want to do this. We first want to start off with chipping. We want to start off with our feet a club head width apart. Notice the ball at this point is in the center of my stance, okay? From here, we're going to bring our left foot back just about a ½ inch or so and turn your toes so that your right big toe is pointed at the ball. This is the perfect setup for this chipping, okay? From here, just put your choke down a little bit, put your hands on the club and go straight down. Put your weight forward, 80% of your weight's on your left side, and press your hands forward so that your hands are off your middle of your left thigh. A great rule for you guys to remember this is 2 things left, 1 thing right. If you can remember 2 things left, 1 thing right, that's the key to chipping. So a great sort of rule of thumb or a saying to remember what to do here is 2 things left, 1 thing right. What we want to do is we want to start, like I said, with our feet a club head width apart, ball in the center. Bring your left toe back and turn your toes. Well, my right big toe is pointed at the ball. The ball is the 1 thing that's right. From here, when you put your hands on and you lean forward, your weight is left and your hands are left. So 2 things left, 1 thing right. Weight and hands are left. Ball is right. That's a great way to remember how we do that. One word of caution, when you push your hands forward, you want to make sure that the face doesn't open like this. You want to go ahead and just push your hands forward, and the actual club will, at this point, you'll just de-loft it versus opening the face, if that makes sense. So again, from here, hands and weight are left. You can notice that the ball is right, and from here the club just goes up to down, just like that. Notice there's not a whole lot of wrists, but there will be a little bit of wrists. The club goes up to down, and it also goes long to short. There are really 2 reasons for a bad chip shot, and that is your weight on your right side or your left wrist or your forward wrist breaking down. When that happens, the club is working up in the air. It's not working down. Okay, so to fix that, I want to give you 2 drills, all right? If your weight is going to your right side and you feel like you're thinning it, what you want to do is just go ahead and place your right foot behind you like this. Okay, from this view, you're just placing it all the way back. All your weight will then be on your left side. And hit a couple chip shots from here, and what you'll really notice and feel is how your right shoulder finishes over your left knee. Just that way. You'll really feel how your chest rotates. Another great drill to improve your chipping, and this is going to feel terrible, this is going to shake and vibrate, and that's okay. What we're going to do is just take 2 clubs just like this, place them together, and place this club on the outside of your left rib cage. Do this softly and slowly, but what you're trying to not do is let this club, you don't want it to hit yourself, okay? You don't want it to hit your ribs. That's a great exercise that you can do at home, is just grab a broom with the fluffy end up here, and you don't even have to be at the golf course, and just practice how your body rotates through the shot. You know, the whole physics thing that I learned when I was younger, an object in motion tends to stay in motion. Well, if your body stops, you're going to hit your rib cage every time. So you're going to have to make sure your body rotates. And if you really pay attention to my knees, I'm really feeling as if my knees are kissing on the way through the shot. So that's what you want. If your body rotates, you're more than likely not going to break this left wrist down. That's the #1 killer when you're chipping. So we do not want that left wrist to break, okay? So after you chip, remember this rule. Ask yourself 2 questions. Did you burn yourself, and is your weight on your right side? What do I mean by burning yourself? Imagine this is a laser beam here. When you come through, make sure that laser beam is pointed back behind you. If you break that left wrist down, it will burn you, okay? So you want to go through, hit a chip shot. You can ask yourself, where's your weight? It's on the left. Did I burn myself? No. And you'll notice that my left arm here is straight, it's locked, and my left wrist has not broken down. Those are really the key fundamentals to chipping. 2 things left, 1 thing right. Weight and hands are left, ball is right, and from there, don't burn yourself. One area I always joke with my students during chipping, I always tell them that I get to be a jerk at this point. This is my one opportunity to demand a lot from my students. And the reason why is I want to explain this to you. If you're watching at home and you had a full swing and you swung into impact, you could see my hips are open, my shoulders are open, my hands are left, my weight's left for full swing. What's that look like? It looks like chipping. Okay, so right now you're working on the most important position in golf, and that is full swing impact. We're actually going to use this so you can lower your scores and get better around the greens. But right now what you're doing is you're actually improving your full swing. You're improving the most important position in golf, and that's impact. So understand that these fundamentals for chipping are really impact, and they're going to help you hit the ball better with your full swing. So use these fundamentals. We're going to get into some games and some ways to practice that will make your time spent here a lot more fun, a lot less complicated, and you're going to get a lot more out of practice and get a lot better quicker.